Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing
Morning.
today?
Good morning or good afternoon.
Good, I guess.
Good, good, good.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon.
Quick question for everybody that's in here. Did you guys receive the text for today's group coaching with the link?
I didn't see it.
Connie, you did? Okay, Connie did.
Because I'm looking at it here. We were testing a new model to make sure those go out appropriately. And Isaiah, from what I'm looking like here, it looks like we had like an 80% delivery rate.
No,
I didn't get it
yeah.
today.
You didn't
I
get it
didn't get-
today?
John, they usually come about well, for me, they come about 30 minutes after the meeting started.
Oh, no, I got two and they came in right after each other.
Huh,
You got
I did not
mine.
get it today.
I'm awake now.
All right, so Lee didn't get one. Scott got one late.
I haven't got mine today yet, but
Okay.
I usually get them on Wednesday. I did get your challenge, though. I got that one.
You got that one. Okay, so Scott didn't. Lee didn't. Michelle didn't. Connie did. Connie, what does your say just to make sure it's the one we're thinking it is, if you don't mind?
Oi, oi, oi. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Ren clients. Today, starting at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, we have our advanced business growth and agent attraction training with Isaiah Colton and John Lehman on using Indeed to attract new agents. Blah, blah,
Okay. Yep, that's the right one. Ben, did you get one?
Yeah, I got 4.
What?
I got 4 in a row.
You got
all the
mine.
same,
You got
all the
mine.
same, all the same message.
Isaiah,
Yeah,
it's because of the different products and payment information, so it's registering them as 4 clients. So like, back to why Lehman said we need to clean that up. Anyways, so Ben, I'm glad you didn't miss the training. I'm sure we made it very clear that you were supposed to be here today with the 4 text messages.
Oh, wow, that's funny.
Um,
Okay. So, yeah. So what you're saying is because he's got multiple products, it's reading it like it's got to send it to him
4 times,
like his
yeah.
4 clients in the system.
right? And then the
Cool.
people that didn't receive it, it's because their mobile number's not formatted correctly in the CRM and contacts. They're
Okay.
under phone instead of mobile, so that's probably why.
Okay.
And I
I
did
was
get
using.
I'm sorry, I did get the email.
Okay. Let me look at Scott's.
Oh,
just to
cool.
make
So it did
sure.
send an email out. Can anyone check their email quick to see if they got an email? Okay, Connie didn't. Okay.
And that would have been 12 o'clock your time.
Yeah, or earlier.
Yeah, see, like Scott's contact is blank. It has a mobile number in the phone number field, but not in the mobile number field. So that's why we'll just have to talk to sales about making sure that those get updated when they sell people.
Cool. All right, thanks for the feedback, guys. We're just trying to find a streamlined way to make sure everyone gets an invite consistently. So
I did not get an email. But how? No, but your emails are going into spam. How do I stop that?
If you click on one of the emails, there should be a little gray box that pops up and there should be one that says mark as not spam. Little button.
Okay.
So yours went to spam?
Yep. Even though I'm in the company, sometimes, even though I'm part of the company, sometimes mine go to spam unless I click some people's
No,
spam filter.
I got nowhere.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about using Indeed to attract agents to our team. And Ben Lang has been using this strategy. So he's gonna take over from here and walk us through on what he's doing to attract agents to his team from Indeed. And I'm going to be taking notes in the background, but I'm excited to hear about it. So the show is yours, sir. We'll go for about half an hour, and feel free to ask Ben any questions along the way.
okay. Yeah, I might bring Sarah over for a second as far as like in the actual posting. There is a trick to it.
Sure.
So we've been posting the same ad in different locations. And every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we rip it down and then repost the same ad. So that it's always fresh, and there's a reason. Sarah could explain it more than I could. I just had her send me the copy for our actual ads. So once I get that, I'll
Yes, that is.
I'll do a share screen. So with this, we've only been doing it like 3 weeks. We're getting about 15 to 20 resumes a week, for less than $100 a week. Probably a lot less than $100 a week by the way that we've been doing it. And so once we get those resumes, Sarah reaches out to them and gets their actual email address rather than the Indeed email address. And then I do just a Zoom, a 15-minute Zoom. We call it a group class, introduction to real estate. And so I've been getting, in the recent past, the attendance has been 6, 7, or 8 people on this group class. It's once a week. And I'll share my PowerPoint with you in a minute. So it just saves a lot of time to kind of weed through 6 to 10 people in a 15-minute block. And that way, because they're non-licensed people, so rather than spending 15 minutes with them it's just, and the whole point of my presentation is to weed them out, is to say that this is hard work, and this is not going to be short hours, and this is a tough career, and here's what it costs you the first year in, and so I can weed those people out. And at the end, I'm just putting my cell phone number in the chat, which they have in the email, because Sarah sent them a calendar invite the morning of the class. She sent them a reminder email, and then an hour before the class, they got another email. So they've gotten 3 touches from us already. But I tell people at the end, if what I said, if it's appealing to you and you want to move forward and actually talk more about what the team has to offer you, I want you to, go out and search us on social media and do your due diligence. If you like what we're doing around town, and if you like the vibe, then I want you to reach out to me for a one-on-one. And that way I'm really putting it on them, so that I kind of have the go-getters coming to me. And that's the way that I've been running it. And I've signed 4. I've got 1 more coming in actually at 1 o'clock today. But I've just signed 3 new ones, and 4th coming in at 1 o'clock today. And it costs probably less than $200 to get there, and barely any time. I think 3 of those, or maybe 4. The first week, the turnout was terrible. I think it's 4 15-minute sessions. So as far as ROI on time and money, I think it works very well. So I'm gonna
Can I ask you some questions
yeah, go for it.
for clarification? So the ads go out on Indeed, and if I heard you correctly, you repost every week. And I think the reason why is because Indeed will drop your ad down if you don't start the ad over again.
Yeah, so every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sarah, right? You were ripping down the Indeed and putting it up in how many different locations? Just, geographic locations. Did we do more than 1 geographic? Okay. So yeah, you can do different geographic locations, so you can actually get more ads up. With my brokerage, we have 4 local offices with 4 different addresses. So but yeah, you would want to rip them down every Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning, and then repost as new. I actually.
All right. Next question I have Next question I have for you is, oh, cool. We can't hear you anymore, Ben, if you're talking. But. So this is this your ad that you post?
This is the ad. This is and if anybody, I can email it to you, Isaiah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's pretty lengthy, but it starts out with no license needed. I'll email this to you. I'm not really gonna waste too much time scrolling through it. What I will do is walk through that presentation really quick, and I'll send you a copy of the presentation to Isaiah, and you can distribute it and people can tailor it.
Cool. My next question. My next question is getting them to the Zoom link. How does that invite process work?
Yeah, so Sarah does the calendar invite, and then an email the morning of the class and an email an hour before the class.
And she just does it to all the resumes that came in, basically.
Exactly. Even the prior resumes from weeks prior. Yeah, just keep inviting them over and over again.
Cool. What's cool, guys,
and
what's cool is with Ren, you could do, because you have the texting, if you have these leads uploaded in the Ren system, you could use your video text, your text feature. There's even a direct to voicemail broadcast feature that's getting integrated with Ren, by the way, just so you guys know that's coming. So you could use, if you get these contacts in there, you can invite them using the Ren Marketing Hub.
So this is the actual presentation. It's only 11 slides. And it's just, like I said, an intro. So in the very beginning, I'll walk through with each person and kind of, who are you, where are you from, and why real estate? Why do you want to change careers? How long have you been attracted to real estate? Then it's just a simple about me, just so I can humanize myself and be more relatable. And then it's why real estate, and get into some of the advantages like the work-life balance, healthy work-life balance, wealth, unlimited income potential, the relationships, the myths that it's easy, anything you see on HGTV, that brokers will give you leads and that all brokers and teams are alike. And then in here, the truths, I kind of spend a lot of time on this. So the first sentence says it takes a lot of hard work and commitment. There's another bullet point down here that says it takes a lot of hard work and commitment. And so I purposely did that twice. Talk about the mindset. The hard work will pay off. But while I'm doing this, I'm really talking about when I first started in this business, and even now today, I work, I work 60 hours a week, but I get to pick those 60 hours, which definitely has value to it. But I'm constantly saying that, like, at the very beginning, be prepared to work quite a bit. And then this slide, what has real estate done for me? And I talk about, Isaiah knows my story. Like back in 2018, I went down to zero assets, zero money, and was able to recover because of this career rather quickly. And then I get into the licensing. So the 40-hour pre-licensing course, these are the steps that you have to take. Now you're licensed. Then your fees, so your pre-licensing course, your state exam, your board dues with initial application fees, the real estate license itself, the MLS dues, and then the E&O insurance. And then I go just a tad bit about the team and about the structure, the systems, the support, the guidance. And like I said, I just kind of wrap it up there, and then I do a Q&A at the end, and try and get as interactive as I can. One thing I've been doing recently too on my website, we're building out, Isaiah, you and I had talked about this. So we just started to build out a page on the website. Right now it just has, let me switch the share screen. So the last time I did this, I actually shared this with them too. I just wanted people to know the culture statement about coming from contribution whenever possible, performing at the highest possible level on a daily basis, uplifting each other and celebrating each other's accomplishments. Because I tell people constantly, I hire for culture, not experience. I'm doing it kind of the other way. So I'd rather take the people with no experience that have no real estate license that will fit my culture, that I want to hang out with every day. And then I got this video with one of my agents. I had this video produced, and it just kind of talks about his accomplishments too. So the last week I actually shared this, I played this video while I was on the call too. And that's pretty much it. And that got me four new signed team member agreements in the last 3 weeks.
That's great. So after they sign, what's your process? How do you onboard them considering they don't have their license? And
Yeah, I mean, I get them to sign the team member agreement right away while they're amped about it. And then I have them start the pre-licensing. Once they're licensed, I kick them back to my broker. And then once they sign with the broker, then we start the onboarding. I want them to kind of jump into getting the pre-licensing done. So like I've toyed with giving them some of the onboarding to start doing before they even get licensed, but I'm a little afraid that I'm going to inundate them and they'll focus on one or the other. And it'll be too much for them, too overwhelming. So might switch that later, but
yeah,
right now I just have them get their 40 hours out of the way quickly.
Hey, Ben, have you ever entertained giving them or paying for their course and then reimbursing them once they close their first deal? Anything like that?
I have, and if you noticed in the PowerPoint, I actually have a deal worked out with was the CE shop, where if they sign up through my affiliate link, they can take the course for $83.
Okay.
So the normal, I've seen them all over online for 300 or 400, or 250 at least. So I feel like with that affiliate link at $83, they can make that investment.
Have you had anybody get licensed and start working with you yet?
Yeah, so not with this program. I had someone that a couple of months ago, they got their license and we're starting the onboarding right now, which the video library that we're creating is a whole nother thing. I'm going to come in the office all next weekend and probably spend 20 hours in here by myself, just recording onboarding videos. But no, I just started doing this like 3 weeks ago. I've got, like I said, 4 people will have signed by this afternoon, and they're all, one girl texted me yesterday and she's like, I just want to let you know I got a quarter of the way through. Super excited still. And
yeah,
so we'll see.
What I can share from an expectation standpoint with that is that, let's say per 10 of them that go through this process, you'll probably have 3 to 5 of them that actually fall through the whole way.
I'm expecting that. But
it's expected.
Yeah.
And just like anything else, has, like kind of like a lot of what I talk about with lead generation, it's, every type of lead has its devil attached to it. Right? Like FSBOs has its positives and its negatives. Lead buyers, its positives and its negatives. And for I think Ben, you've made a decision to kind of live with the devil of having just knowing a certain percentage of them are just not going to pan out.
Yeah, for me, it's a numbers game. So I'm just ready to, I just signed the team member agreements, and when they're ready, they're ready. If they never come back, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. This model might not be for everybody. But what we do in situations like that, where they're getting their license, when we know that they're committed to it, then we actually hire them as an inside sales agent, and they work their way up, and they'll do some prospecting for 90 days or so while they're in the process, but they have to have a strong deadline to get their license. And it works out really well because they actually develop the fundamentals. They go through our sales training, and they go through our process, and they develop the fundamentals that they actually really need to be successful when it comes to prospecting and lead conversion. And give you an example, Tracy, right now, she joined our team, I think, about 60 days ago. And her first 30 days, she was getting her she had already been taking the course before she came to the brokerage, but she's kind of at the tail end of it. But she went through our ISA training, and she's been on the phone for, I think, about 45 days, and she's averaging 2 to 3 appointments a day now. And so now what's exciting for Tracy, she's developed these great skills for prospecting and follow up. So now what she's going to do is she's going to drop to half a day where she starts prospecting for herself. And then we're going to segue her into going full-time in real estate from there. So I don't know if that can work with any of your guys' models, but just kind of throwing that out there as an idea. And if anyone ever wanted to beta test something, beta test a process of, I would be willing to have them hire one of your people for a period of time. If you wanted to play around with it, they wanted to get in real estate, but they needed to transition, and they could actually become part of my ISA squad and get training and transition full-time to your team. If you guys wanted to experiment with that idea, they get cutting edge training, so they get the best of the best training. But anyway, just throwing that out there. If you can work that.
I actually like that because the guy that I just brought on that actually is licensed, he can't start till mid-January, but I'm like, how much do you need to survive? Because he's at UWM, which is a mortgage company right now, and he's used to dialing, but he can't quit and make that transition. He just doesn't have the savings, and I have a lot of faith in him. So I told him, I'm like, well, you can be a in-house ISA for me for 4 hours a day, and then agent the rest of the day while you're making the transition, and I'll pay you. So
yeah, you got to be careful for that, but if you have confidence in them, we do that for people too. One idea, Ben, is you put him on a draw against commission.
Yeah.
So you pay him his base, but then all his commission just goes against what you paid him. So that way you're safe and you're covered, and just have it in your contract that that it's just very clear in the contract that any commission goes towards what you paid him in his base. And that works extremely well for us. Like one of our agents we did that with, she used to be an ISA. She was struggling. She wanted to make the transition, but she's very nervous too. And we had a 6-month draw agreement, Ben, drawn up. And by her 3rd month, she was covering her draw with the deals that she had developed because she was doing prospecting and she was really good at it. And then by her 6th month, she's on pace to averaging almost 50 transactions. Like from that 6 months moving forward, if she keeps going at the same rate.
Oh, yeah.
Because she got, so that's a case study. It doesn't always work out as good. They got to be willing. You got to make sure they're actually going to prospect for you and set up appointments for themselves. That's the thing. If if they're not going to be committed to it, then a situation like that, you can get in the hole on the draw quick.
Yeah.
So
I'd be interested in talking about that. Specifically for my son. He's got he just passed his state test, but he missed the national test by 12 points. So he's, getting back into it, but he just door dashes on the side. And I'm like, you really need to be working in the business now while you're trying to get your license. And, he's young. Did I say he's 20? He's 20. So he's going to be okay. I think once he gets some clients and he starts writing contracts to take some coaching from me, but he probably needs a coach that's not his mother from the
Totally.
beginning. So I'd be interested in talking about that. Like, how do we,
yeah, he can.
but
So what,
nobody has better ISAs than you.
yeah, so we have a really awesome process of, if he wanted to, he could either just plug into the training or we can talk about what your thoughts are, but how we do any training this is with a new agent that comes on board and or an ISA. It's the same training, but we have a 3-day boot camp that we do where there's specific things that they do each day. The first day is kind of like onboarding, technology, culture stuff. The second day is script memorization and internalizing objections. And then the third day is a lot of role play. And then what they do is on the fourth day, they hit the phone. They get on the phones, and then there's a 20-day game plan that we have set up where we actually just meet with them in the morning and just listen to some calls and make tweaks. Then usually by the end of their 20 days, we know if it's a good fit, if they're being coachable, all that good stuff, and if they're making the right progress. And then from there, there's a weekly one-on-one check-in in addition to the daily morning training that we run, and then a monthly evaluation and a quarterly evaluation. And it works out really good. And you end up creating some powerhouse real estate agents that are just unstoppable when you run them through that program. And even if they are licensed, by the way, like, I recommend having, if they're going to be a part of your team, that's part of your process, is to just plug them into our training. Even if they are a licensed real estate agent, plug them into that boot camp, because it's all the same stuff that they're going to need. If they're going to be calling your leads, if you're going to be paying for leads for them, right?
Yeah.
Plug them into our training and we'll walk them through that same boot camp and that system. And then by the time they come out of it, you're going to feel really confident that you have the right person to work your leads.
Is that something that you run live every week, or is that something that you have housed in a video?
Every other week we run it live.
Every other week. Okay.
John Lehman just took over it and started running it because we're going through a revamp. So John, you can speak to the dates that you're going to be doing that, and how they could best plug in if you want to.
Yep. So can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
So the way I'm doing it right now, Ben, I don't have any specific dates, Isaiah, of when you guys want to start rolling those out, but I prefer to start them on a Monday, like every 2 weeks.
Yeah. So we're doing our ISA trainings every other week. So we'll let you know what those are.
Right.
I would plug Nathan in right away if I could. So
there you go.
And I'm
what we could do.
And I can incentivize him, for as he learns and he's actually calling, because it sounds like that's what the training is, right? They're learning and they're doing at the same time. And that would give him a way in the industry while he's earning this license to learn his skills.
Yeah, so kind of the way I have it laid out right now, Amy, and I'm actually doing this with the Brown team right now, Isaiah. I'm training their new ISA, Cheyenne. Is the first day we go through the art of prospecting, like the 7 steps, very focused on that, as well as like objections and objection handling. And we briefly go over the script and where the 7 steps fall into place in that script. Okay, so that they get a really deep understanding of it. The second day is primarily technology, like how to do things within the marketing hub as far as, you know, tagging leads, commenting on leads to leave notes, setting their follow-ups, what the campaigns do, making sure that they have a full understanding of all the things that you have going on in your marketing. Apologies, dry throat, not sick. Then the third day, to Isaiah's point, is mainly prospecting role play, and doing hot seats and having them read through the scripts over and over until it starts to become internalized, and just making sure they have a full understanding of the different styles of scripts for every lead source and lead type, and making sure they understand what lead types mean, right? Like a Zillow leads are way different than a Z buyer lead, or a FISBO and expired is way different than a realtor.com lead. And we want to make sure that they are trained, you know, to be able to prospect all of those different lead sources. Then I have them join in every morning with our ISA team to do trainings as well. So I have a 20-day game plan written out that I could share with you and Isaiah, where I take the ISAs from about 8:30 a.m. Eastern till about 9:15 Eastern, and we do a different training every day on something new that they might not know yet. And then after like the end of the week, we actually review everything that they've learned. And then the next week we start a new topic. For instance, right now I have them going through the Z Buyer Masterclass that Isaiah and I just put together. So I pull them all into Zoom. We watch one of the training videos together as a team. And then we review the video after to make sure that they have understanding and they don't have questions. And then we do that for about 45 minutes. And then I have them get on the phone, and they get on the phone throughout the day. And then the next morning, the first 5 minutes is recapping how their day went. What issues did you run into? What were your struggles? What do you think you could work on? Then we tailor the training around that using the online training videos. And we just repeat that process for 20 days until we're set, you know, that they're going to be good at prospecting and we're going to want to keep them on board. So that's kind of my process right now.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah,
No problem.
one of the so as you guys start building your teams, whether it's a new agent that is onboarding with you, or whether it's an inside sales agent, I would highly recommend that they go through that process, and it's amazing. It's an amazing process. So cool. Well, Ben, thank you so much for the training. Does anybody have any questions before we wrap it up here today on what Ben's doing?
I think it's great, Ben, because I really like new agents. I know there'll be a percentage, like we said, that won't follow through, but the ones that do, you get them fresh. They're not jaded. You don't have to change any mindsets. And, you know, once they go through your process and become super successful, you know, they're going to, it'll be a nice experience for them and for you, I think.
I feel like the loyalty is going to be that much stronger.
I agree.
Maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong, but I feel like it should be.
I think you're 100% accurate with that, because my experience with bringing on agents, new agents, the ones that are successful are the ones that have the why. And I mean, if it's we brought on a housewife who just was bored, that her husband made a bunch of money and she didn't have a why, and she just, you know, and then there's the other one where the family's struggling and they went through some hardship. And I mean, one of my top agents of all was an assistant dental hygienist 3 years ago, and she just hit Icon, the highest award at EXP, and she's, you know, killing it. And she had a why, because she was a single mom. She was assistant dental hygienist, and COVID hit, and she was only doing real estate part-time, and she needed to make the decision. And I got to go all in, because I don't want to wear all these masks and do all this dental hygienist assistant stuff during COVID. And she went all in, and she's, you know, going to do 40 to 50 transactions this year. So it's really the why.
Lee?
Yeah, Nicole.
Is it? It's Nicole. Yeah, I follow her on Facebook. She looks
she's
like
awesome.
extremely impressive on social media.
Yeah, we just did a party for her at Ebenezer in Plymouth last night. So we,
Nice. Yeah.
you know, it's just 20 people and, you know,
That's great.
so it was fun.
That's great. Cool. Any other questions for Ben or thoughts? Or for anybody? Ben, I'm excited. We're gonna try this Indeed strategy with the Zoom. We haven't done the Zoom, so we'll give you some feedback too on how it goes on our end, and we'll have some stuff in a couple weeks to share too. So
Yeah, awesome.
cool. All right, let's give Ben a huge round of applause. Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben. That was awesome.
Yep, that was really great. And yeah,
You want me to send those to the ad and the presentation to just you, Isaiah, or Lehman too?
Yeah, send them to John. Send them to Johnny and me.
John.
Great.
Okay.
So I think next week what we'll do is we'll continue to talk about our strategy. I think what would be great is to talk about onboarding next week and some things that need to go into the onboarding process to make it run smooth. How does that sound to you guys if we had a conversation about onboarding next week?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. So good. So we thank you guys for tuning in for today. Hopefully you got a lot out of this. I did. I thought this was a great mastermind today. And we on Monday, for those of you that do have team members, on Monday, remember Mondays are really sales and marketing fundamentals. It's where we make sure that the sales acceleration blueprint and the fundamentals to be successful in real estate are taught on Monday. So if you have any members of your team, just remember that that's for them, especially because we're going over metrics, we're going over how to leverage, the texting, all the systems that you have. It's a great environment for them to learn the combination of what the sales and marketing fundamentals that they need to be successful. So just a reminder, invite them to come. It's an opportunity to leverage training opportunities as part of the benefits of working with the REN coaching program. So cool. If you're gonna be in Amy's neck of the woods, where Amy is on the 16th, I will be down there along with another gentleman, Nick, who runs Business Video School, and we're going to be putting on a lead generation conversion challenge. It's going to be a 4-hour training, and we're inviting a whole bunch of people to come down. Amy is hosting it, and we're excited to come down, Amy. So I hope it's okay if anyone else wants to come. They just
Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely. A little
Where exactly is it going to be in Indiana or?
in your coat?
Yeah.
It's a little cold.
Yeah.
Indiana, Northwest Indiana. So we're about 40 minutes from Chicago.
Okay.
So pretty close to Chicago.
Yep, and they're gonna walk away with a clear blueprint and a marketing plan to be successful for 2022, and a challenge that will go along with it, with a cool point system that they can walk away with for 30 days. And then if they're in Amy's local market, Amy's going to be kind of staying in touch with them and seeing how their challenge is going throughout their 30 days. And I think it's going to be also a great recruiting opportunity for Amy, hopefully. So
Yeah,
That's great.
So, yeah, I'm excited. Thank you very much. Very excited.
Cool. Sweet.
I'm excited as well, Amy. Can't wait to meet you in person.
Yeah, me too, John.
So anybody that wants to meet John Lehman in person, go to Amy's event.
That's the real prize.
I mean, I'm just
That's
saying,
right.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Michelle, I'm just waiting to get invited down to Hawaii. I haven't,
Yeah.
I haven't been.
Oh, you will. Don't you worry.
Okay.
I'll come too.
Yeah, that's right.
Me too.
Make
It's
it
okay.
big. The days that I'm back
You have a
too.
lot of speaker
Yeah.
volunteers for Michelle's
Well,
market.
yeah.
All right, so REN family trip 2022, Hawaii. Okay.
So,
It needs to just be the outing, the mastermind, the in-person
mastermind
mastermind.
in
will be there.
Hawaii.
Definitely.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right.
Yeah, it's a 5-day event, but really the event only lasts one day, right?
there you go.
Well, you guys are the best. Have a great weekend,
Uh.
everybody. And we do have the lead generation lead conversion challenge 1 hour a day for 5 days next week. We from 1:15 to 2:15. So if you have team members that you think could benefit from that challenge, also invite them to that as well.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Have a good day, everybody.
Have a good
Thanks.
day, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.